welcome back to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. We have James from Watchyomouthreviews here with us again. We are here to discuss Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 11, Episode 12. This is the live recap with Watchyomouthreviews, as you see. All right, disclaimer. Let's just get the disclaimers out the way. There were racial slurs talked about in this episode and used that I am going to have to discuss. I do not condone. My company, B3ST Entertainment, Mrs. Best Reviews, also best. He wanted me to include his name in that as well because he watched it with me. We do not condone racism of any sort for any reason. I don't give a fuck what happened. It's not okay to respond racially to anybody for anything. I think that you can be mad at people, call her a bitch, call her a hoe, say what you have to say. I mean, I know talking about kids is not a good thing either, but that doesn't warrant racial anything. There should be a zero tolerance for racism. And to those who don't agree, I ask that you unsubscribe and go away from me. That's the best I can do. James.
I also like to concur that my channel, my life, Watchyomouthreviews, does not tolerate any derogatory or racially motivated terms used against anyone of color or non-color. We are here to entertain. We are here to thrive as people. We do not need to set back into the 1910s to 50s. It is not going to happen. I'm also not here for that.
Yes.
I was disappointed in MTV. Let me get on y'all. I am disappointed in y'all for not taking immediate action with this.
Yeah. As soon as that happened, she should have been demiked. Asked to demic and leave, especially with producers full of African Americans. So we just wanted to get that out the way. We are going to come back and talk to it. We're probably going to breeze through the episode, but that
yeah, because I want to go straight to that because that was crazy to me.
It was insane. So the episode starts and we go try and have good vibes here, y'all. And I am going to give my opinions on stuff in an unbiased manner. So I'm going to give the opinion as if I did not hear the comment yet until we're at that point in the show. But don't think I forgot. Don't think because I forget. So we see Khaotic at Doodle Pies, which I think is the cutest activity and name. That is something we need to go to Atlanta and make a pie together. That's one. I want to do that with you. I don't know why, but I feel like we would be good at making pies.
I feel like it would be good, but I didn't see any option for it to be a chicken pot pie.
Really?
I might have to look at their menu.
That's like people love chicken pot pie. So I feel like that should be there.
I know that should be there. I'll look it up and I'll send you the information to see if they have it. Because that's if we're doing like a lunch thing. Yes, I'm not gonna want no sweet ass pie. I'm gonna want, something harvest.
Savory. Yeah.
Savory, yeah. Like gravy-fied, yes.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna be doing travel vlogs and stuff. Obviously, I have trips booked and stuff. I'm gonna be traveling and I'm thinking of doing a series where I try the foods and restaurants seen on shows and owned by people on shows.
I hate that I work full time because I would love to do that with you.
Oh, I better listen. It better come quick because I told this, listen, it got to come because once I start working in my field, I don't think I'll have time for anything. Anywho, so we see Khaotic there. He has flowers for Erica Banks. So we find out that they are dating, which is obvious. They have some type of chemistry. And they speak about Rennie Rucci because in the prior episode, Rennie Rucci and Erica Banks had an altercation where Rennie Rucci threw a drink in her face because she was saying, okay, girl, you need therapy, throwing shade, not saying, oh, you need therapy because this person died, just based on her being angry. And it does seem like Rennie's in a lot of altercations, and I don't think it's all the other women, which I know a lot of people online are saying. I feel like she has some part in making these people upset with her because there's too many people upset with you for the same things having to do with men and music on and off TV. But basically, Erica Banks says it clicked on her afterward because she was trying to figure out why did I randomly get hit. When she did stay there reserved, she didn't threaten her. She sat there and just threw shade like a housewife. But Rennie snapped. So she's like, and then I was like, oh yeah, her mom just died. So I connected that. I'm like, I hope she didn't think that's why I said that. I appreciated Erica Banks for that because she identified something on her own and then held herself accountable, which most of this cast does not do. So I give her that. Did you have any opinions on? Oh, wait, I'm forgetting shit. Not looking at my note.
I was going to say, yeah, okay, go ahead.
This is why I'm supposed to look at the notes. I have them not looking. Why am I going off memory? Anywho, so then we find out that Khaotic's going to have a release party for his song Appreciate Me, which me and Josiah have been jamming. The song, I enjoy it. It's cute. But when invited to the release party as a date, Erica Banks is concerned because of Amy Luciani's miserable ass. And I'm sorry, Amy will be red. I'm letting everybody know. I gave her a couple episodes because she's new, but now we're 12 weeks into this shit, boo. I'll get to that later. Khaotic said a comment that I thought was important too in the scene. He was like, it seems like Amy who wants to be more than just friends, more so than him. But then he's still okay with a polyamorous relationship. So, James, go ahead and give your opinions. I don't really have too much to say on the scene.
I don't have too much to say either. This scene was stupid, but I'm just saying, Black people, I want us to stop doing this too. Stop mispronouncing words.
It's not
that
cute
have such significant meanings. Stop doing this. Stop being ignorant, because y'all do this shit, and I feel like a lot of y'all do this shit on purpose. Y'all do this shit on purpose, not knowing this is why one represents all when it comes to other nationalities looking at us.
Thank you.
One represents all, and that is not the case. It is hard. First, because I can be in a room full of colleagues. Somebody go say, "Hey, did you see that guy on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? He said polyester, talking about a polyamorous relationship."
It's not funny, especially.
And I have to defend that.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have to defend that because it's like, we know that's not what he meant. Sometimes Black people have this crazy sense of humor. We know what he means, and I hate that we have to defend that as people.
Khaotic, Sierra, y'all reading and writing levels concern me, especially Sierra. She tried. Whenever she posts things on social media, the spelling errors, they are not abbreviations for text. This girl genuinely does not read and write or speak well.
I was just going to say, her speaking is a bothersome to me too. I want Black people to start putting your kids in speech therapy. I have to go every 2 years, unfortunately.
She needs more than speech therapy. I think that there's a phonetic issue that happened when she was learning.
No, it's a speech therapy issue.
Did you hear your video where you played her live? She said, "I don't want to be back day friend."
Yeah. I don't want to be back day friend, because see, Erica, I just can't get with that. See, they gonna mess up my blessings, and the man upstairs, I have to pray.
I no longer wish to be friends with them. I do not want to be their friends anymore.
I no longer want to be associated with these people anymore.
We are not friends anymore. I'm not interested. I mean, honey, I don't want to be back. That's not right. And that's why teachers, y'all better start treating these teachers with some fucking respect. Look at her. I'm just saying. Look, we both listen. I know how to read. Yeah. Anywho, moving along, we get to the next scene, which was young Jock. I forgot he was on the show. I forgot his wife existed. We see that his mother is living with him. She's sick, which we found out on the previous season. We find out her cancer has spread to her brain, and there's nothing that doctors can do because radiation obviously is not safe, but sometimes it's what cancer patients have to do, but they can only take so much of it. Like, even if they're willing to, there's only so much radiation you can receive to function properly. So the mom seems like, in my opinion, it seems like, because she's stage 3, she was diagnosed at stage 3. So that's later. It's not as bad as stage 4, but stage 3 is, you're going to have a fight. It seems like she knew that. She seems like she expected that. And in my opinion, it seems like she's made peace with what doctors have told her on her circumstances. And she just wants to be around her kids, her family, all of that. And the scene, it made me think like, dang, like, that's too bad for Jock. I know that unfortunately his mother did recently pass, because we just saw that he had the funeral. So condolences to his entire family and all who are impacted and cared. Because that's...
I'm going to ask you, because I didn't catch it, if they did the MTV do a tribute to his mother.
No,
or show her MTV?
no. All they played was the episode, knowing this woman is passed on. It takes 2 seconds to edit in
Her obituary
loving
at the very
memory
least.
or
Yes.
something. They did nothing. There was nothing. I was like,
Okay,
oh,
I thought I missed it. That's why I didn't
you
bring it
didn't
up
miss it.
in the
You
text
see,
message.
no, you said yourself when the show came on this network, we'll see how MTV does because they're a network that's accustomed to a lighter complexion of people. And it shows because on stupid shows like Teen Mom, where you got a bunch of white bitches who get pregnant early, they will say RIP to this or congratulations to this in the credits, but you can't do it for this young man who lost his mother. I thought
No, and you made a great point because I can't imagine, God forbid, Miss Barbara dying. That's the one mama who the little girl from Teen Mom used to push him on the sidewalks. God forbid she ever passed. I bet you be tributes and murals all over the place.
yeah.
So yeah, and I've said, and I don't, and as I tell people all the time, I don't want to put that on MTV, but I'm sorry, I have to be socially aware and self-aware to understand that there are certain networks that are here that are not in favor of us, and MTV is one of them.
Yeah.
So I have to put that out there. I'm sorry, y'all. I know we love MTV. I was a huge MTV. I used to watch the Real World and Road Rules Challenge all the time. I used to watch the Real World back when they had jobs, not this bullshit they try to do today, where they just put them in the house to argue with each other. No, back when they had to, you know, work for their living situation, and they get $200 a paycheck, and they used to try to buy steaks and shit with that. I used to watch it, but as I said, they didn't always favor Black people. They never really did.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're trying to do by bringing Love and Hip Hop and Lanthon. I'm also a huge fan of The Challenge, which I watch. It's not on right now, but it originated on MTV, and they seem to be making an effort to bring in more variations of people, not just Black people. But if you can't just bring us in, this isn't like a store. Like you go in Target or Walmart, suddenly you see clothing ads with Black models and stuff. You can't just throw us somewhere and think we're going to be satisfied. You need to actually treat us the way that you're treating everyone else in order for it to land. So I thought that was, they have chicken pot pies and quiche. James sent me the doodle pies link. I'm not going to share the screen because my internet's doing this right now. I don't know why. But I'm dying. Quiche. I love quiche, by the way. Fun fact.
Me too. That's why I was like, oh, okay. So then I had to say that out loud because I was like, well, put it in the chat. I didn't think you was going to say it out loud, but I was like,
you said quiche and chicken. I love quiche. I really do like quiche. I don't know why. And nobody really makes it right, and I don't like it store-bought. So there's that.
It's hard to make. It really is. To make.
It took me hours
because you have to be concerned that it doesn't burn. So that's why, or it doesn't dry up. That's another thing. You have to make sure it doesn't dry up too. That's an whole.
You know who makes good quiche? Jasmine. Oh. Shout out to Jasmine from high school.
I ain't seen Jasmine in 20 years. Shout out to Jasmine.
But she made good quiche. She likes fancy appetizers and shit. Anywho, so we gonna move to the next scene, and Jock, we offer condolences once again. Spice meets with Shekinah, and Shekinah informs Spice that Mena is upset, and we gonna start calling her Mena like Rich Dollaz did again, because she's not worthy of Erica. There are other Ericas on this show, and I don't want to disrespect their name with her existence. So Spice meets Shekinah. Shekinah lets her know that Mena's upset at a photo that was taken of Spice, Safaree, and Amara La Negra. So my thing is, why is Erica Mena upset that Spice is taking a picture with Safaree and Amara La Negra when Spice has known this, when Erica Mena has known the entire fucking time that Spice is friends with Safaree? And then in addition to that, Erica Mena was at the family reunion that Spice hosted with Amara La Negra and Safaree. So I'm sitting up here looking at Mena like, you stupid bitch. And I'm not going to be the nicest when giving my feedback because she wasn't the nicest. The way she hollered what she hollered, I'm going to say what I say passionately too. So I'm like, Mena, you cannot be upset with Spice about this. You make no fucking sense. You literally now are on season 3 of a storyline with a man you're not with. We got half a season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta with Erica Mena and Safaree together before that marriage went to shit. So all these seasons she's on here crying about this. She's been not with him. They've been going through their divorce. There's been paperwork filed. So why do you care? Why do you care? How does this impact your children that you like to bring up whenever the fuck you feel like you can, or whenever you feel you're losing an argument or a battle? How does this impact them? It doesn't. Him taking a picture, he's from Jamaica too. So I expect him to align with Jamaicans who are in America and public figures, because it's a fact, it's an actual fact that cultures try to, you stick with groups. It's like a prison. You go in a prison, you'll see all the black guys together, all the Hispanic men together, all the Caucasian people together. It's just how people are. Sometimes they align that way. It's a fact. So I'm not understanding what the hell Minna's mad about. So Shekinah basically says she still don't trust Safaree, even though Spice saw receipts. It's crazy to me. Like, Safaree's a shitty guy, yes, but these women are really trying to pen shit on him and say, oh, we don't trust him. We don't trust him. You don't have to trust him. He's not your baby daddy. He's not your husband. Shekinah, nobody cares if you trust Safaree. I'm wondering why you keep getting plastic surgery without actually losing the weight, because it makes your head look bigger than the rest of you. That's what I'm trying to understand. So y'all don't trust this man who ain't doing nothing to nobody, who's technically single because of what he did while broken up with his ex-wife. I listen. So I'm gonna try and get through, and then we're gonna get James's opinion, because I know James will read these people. That's what he does unintentionally. So Shekinah asked Spice if she heard Erica's voice, because we find out that when Spice was ill and healing, it sounds like, her little thing that almost killed her, when she was healing from that or going through that situation, I guess Safaree, and I am reading my notes, Safaree sent a text message to Spice, upset and worried about her health, because this is a fact. Because I remember seeing rumors and I was like, oh shit, did she die? They were saying RIP to Spice online because Spice's family was not telling the press or anyone anything. And this is why, side note, that I believe Carly read, because your family wouldn't tell anything to the press and didn't release anything to the press. So it's kind of like, if that was happening and nobody knew what was going on with you, but knew that you were sick because they could find a hospital record, then yes, people will assume that's what happened. I just can't understand the issue in the voice note. So it was a voice note that Safaree supposedly sent to Spice, and he was crying on this voice note, apparently upset and hoping that Spice would go away. And she kind of kept asking Spice, did you hear Erica Mena's voice saying, you should be worried about me, not that bitch? Because Spice is upset about that and is insinuating that she heard it on the voice note. But if you watch it back, and I watched it, I kept rewinding it, she never confirmed if she actually heard it on the voice note until later in the episode in a damn confessional. So I just thought the situation
here's the thing. I don't believe she said it. At least not in that context. I don't believe Erica Mena said that. Now I'm gonna give, this is probably the only thing I'm gonna give you, Erica Mena. This is probably the only thing I'm gonna give you, is I don't believe you said those words exactly, and you said it in that voice construct that he sent to her. Now, what I am going to say is, I believe she told Safaree that in an argument. Absolutely, I could 100% believe it, because you can see that.
And I think Safaree told Spice, but I don't think it had anything to do with those voice notes. I'm glad.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, because I can't imagine, because I'm sure she's seeing the same blogs Safaree is seeing. I cannot imagine that woman at that moment, not this moment, but at that time, would be that violent and do something like that. I just don't see that. Now, cut to, in an argument with Safaree, absolutely, I can 100% see her say that. And I think that's why, in that moment, she didn't answer that question. Because if she would have said, then Shekinah would have rebutted and said, oh, well, you just taking inside of Safaree. You know, Erica would never say that. You know how.
And that's the thing with Shekinah. Like, that's the thing with Shekinah. She do, even though Shekinah messy because she be in everybody else's business, but we still don't know hers. But Shekinah gonna ask questions. She
asked the right question. It's just her delivery is off.
Shekinah's delivery is fucked up, but I do appreciate the asking the questions.
I do appreciate her asking the questions, but I don't think she's asking them in the general consent to understand you. I think she's asking
the questions. To be messy.
to be messy, but also to prove in her mind that you're wrong about the situation.
Mm.
And the question is supposed to, it's kind of like I would say it's rhetorical, but I would say it's more like indestructive. That's
Well,
the
I
word I'm
would
going to
say
use.
about this scene, the last thing is Spice. If you know that Safaree is a liar, and you also know that Mena is a liar, and you know that Shekinah is nosy and spreads shit, you got caught, in my opinion, Spice, trying to set Mena up for something. But even so, the reason I do think that Erica might have said that in anger, because look what she said in anger on camera at the end of this. So at first I'd be
Right. No,
like,
I do.
you know, there's media training. You would think that someone on TV, as long as Erica Mena, would know like some form of media training, like
First
this
of
at the
all,
very basis, her having the kids she has, you think she would know. So I don't know. After what happened later in the episode, I can't say that I know what Mena would or would not do, but what I can say is Spice obviously was on some bullshit. You know, Erica lied. You know, Safaree lies. You know, Shekinah's messy. So I wouldn't have even entertained that. What you could have done, because she kind of gets away with a lot on this show, if she was fucking smart, was spin that and call Shekinah out on all of her nosiness, since everyone's talked about it for all the seasons Shekinah's been on the show, but no one seems to really do anything about it. So that's weird to me, but it is what it is. We're gonna move on to Khaotic's album release event, where Amy, Scrappy, Diamond's back, Mama D, Erica Banks, Amy. It was a lot of people that were at this event, so he obviously has support and is liked by the staff. Or production was like, "You better get your asses there if you want this check." It was one of the two or both. So we see Khaotic approach Erica Banks after the performance, because he does perform his little song with his little dance moves, which I think is so cute. They always look so happy doing that dance, and I'm just like, oh, a little too happy. But he goes and sees Erica Banks. He was singing to her while performing, making it known, and Erica Banks spoke about it, that he's interested in her and whatnot, applying pressure, as these younger generations say. So it's very strange, because Amy is literally across the room, like staring at them with a nasty face, so bothered. I'm like, Amy, why are you so bothered if he's just a friend? Why are you so bothered, Amy? Why? Because you seen her face looking across the room.
I did.
I said, that was so funny. And then she goes to commentary, he just, I guess, there. Who cares? If that's just your friend and you made it known episode after episode after episode that you don't play, you're not dating them, you won't let them have each other, then why do you keep showing that you're so bothered? You're so bothered, Amy. And I was rooting for you on the show. I really was. But I think they got to get rid of Amy next season.
You were rooting for her. I saw right through that shit.
Listen, they got to get
I
rid of
saw.
her. I always root for the
I
newest.
Let me tell you something. I saw something in her that I just could not connect with, and
Hmm.
so for me, it was kind of like something was just off, and I kept saying it, and you like go back and watch her videos. I was not a fan of her,
I want to know what
and
happened with her mother and her sisters. That storyline just kind of
it was
fizzled out.
bullshit. That's what it was. It was some bullshit. It was bullshit.
I
That's
want
because it didn't make sense. Nothing about her storyline made sense to me. And I'm just gonna say this again about Amy. I feel like you would have had this man had you just been honest with your feelings versus trying to play hard to get, and then he ended up moving on to somebody else, which he probably
I
was
don't
going to do
think
in a
she was
relationship
playing
with you.
hard to get. I feel
You don't
like
think?
Chaotic is kind of known amongst females, like no shade to him, like as a joke. There's a thin line between being a funny guy and being a little too funny to where people interested in dating you won't be so interested. So I feel like Amy is only interested in Chaotic or acted that way because he went and talked to somebody else. She should have just fucking spoke up. I don't know what her issue is, but I'm tired of seeing her make faces at this girl over this boy that she was never with. It's like, relax, Amy. So Sierra comes in, which is a surprise. She's saying, because I'm still gonna support somebody because it really wasn't chaotic. It was Scrappy who I had the problem with. Bitch, you shouldn't have had a problem with nobody, Sierra
Anybody.
Gates.
Yeah, exactly.
This has I said it earlier, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you, Sierra. I don't care about your explanations on live. There's no reason as a full grown adult that you should be so invested into the relationships and breakups of your friends that you are getting into altercations with their men. There's no reason as a grown ass woman that you should be having any form of an altercation or argument with a man that's not your son, your daddy, your husband, your boyfriend. There's no reason.
Even then, you shouldn't be in altercations with them. It should
Child.
never even get to a point where you have to literally go outside of your character to prove a point on behalf of somebody else. There's no reason for this whatsoever. And when she walked in there and when she said that, it was like, okay, but you don't realize you were the cause and the common denominator and the problem.
Your friend told you to leave that man alone.
Exactly.
Saw him to avoid you. Even Bambi came out and said that. And I think that might be also a part of the reason they're not friends, because Bambi did say that publicly, because there's no defending it. Sierra, there's no defending it. Y'all forget Bambi's an old ass woman. So she has some type of wisdom under there and understands like, okay, this is too much. But all Bambi can do, and I don't even like Bambi, but it's not her fault these bitches are going after that man if she tells them not to and they still do it. I can't blame Bambi for Sierra's actions. I cannot do that. It's no matter how much I want to. I can't. Right. But I do like her nickname of Horsey because she do look like one. I'm sorry. Listen. But moving it along, Sierra ends up talking to Erica Banks about Rennie Rucci. And it's because we saw that Rennie and Sierra met in a previous episode. And Rennie took full accountability for assaulting Erica Banks. She basically made it known, like, Rennie, I like how quick she did it too. Rennie is like, I'm like, why did I respond that much to this girl I barely know over something I don't care about, basically. And Rennie feels like she needs to apologize, and like Erica Banks did not deserve that. And I was grateful to see that, because I feel like a lot of people come on Love and Hip Hop and think that they're going to get famous fighting and getting into it. And we just want to see you actually like try to date while navigating your career in the hip hop industry. Like that's literally, we would be fine seeing that with some shade. Shows like The Housewives and shows on WeTV, other networks, TLC is a good example. Like there are plenty of shows where people give you drama and give you something without you having to see them fight each other like some damn buffoons. There are plenty of shows like that. So I feel like people with Love and Hip Hop think, come on this and act a fool. And it doesn't work that way. Anywho, she talks to her, tells Banks that Rennie Rucci feels bad. And Erica Banks is like, I ain't going to attack the girl or whatever, but I'm not fucking with her. And I don't blame her. That was a cheap shot. I think if you was going to fight her because of something she said, stand up and square up. Like, why? What is with the throwing drinks in the face, taking off with sneak punches, all that bullshit? Like, y'all bitches is whack when you do stuff like that. I don't respect nobody who does that.
We can thank Evelyn Lozada for that, because she's the one that started that shit in the first place.
Oh, I don't like Evelyn either. And I'm going to have to watch her for a season when Basketball Wives comes back on TV, which would be, oh, did we talk about Jen's? We didn't talk about Jen.
Oh.
Or Steve Harvey. We could come back and do a small video if you want, because this is about to end quickly.
Girl, I'm not. Oh, well.
Said I'm done with this shit.
Done. No, it's all right.
Anywho, it's not that big a deal. I'm sure they'll be broken up by next season. Anywho, so basically, Erica Banks isn't in a place to accept the apology, which I can completely understand is new. But I also kind of like how she handles herself. Like, I'm not going to accept it, but I'm not going to trash her name, and I'm not going to act like she acts. So good for you, Erica. But she has something to lose. No shade. Rennie Rucci, we still trying to figure out who you are. Anywho, so apparently we find out at this event when Diamond, Sierra, everyone's at the table, Amy decides to ask Diamond, like, is you sleeping with Scrappy? And Diamond's response to that is, well, if I was sleeping with him, people would know because when I sleep with somebody, I'm shouting it from the fucking rooftops. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Then we see Diamond and Sierra speak to each other separately. Apparently, Sierra and Diamond have known each other for years, which I can believe because Sierra has a glam shop in Atlanta for years. And they're let me stop. They've known each other since high school, not
High
years.
school. I was going to say, where
Like,
are you getting?
they've known each other for many decades, like a very long time. Diamond or Sierra wants to speak to her. And in my opinion, I'm not going to go over everything they went over in that conversation. I was satisfied. Diamond read Sierra, in my opinion, for Phil. I didn't recognize you from high school. You look different. And Sierra Diamond just posted pictures of Sierra from fucking high school. And she does look very different. And you people on the internet trying to say that they look the same, sometimes you got to accept that your favorite celebrities, they lie and they get plastic surgery.
I clearly saw the difference in between.
Her
First of all,
face is a whole different, it doesn't
it's
come
a whole
out.
different face shape.
She had
Like
cheekbones like me. Now her face is like, it looks like.
it looks swollen. It looks like her face is shaped like the moon. Like I'm trying to figure out, like, yes, like I'm trying to figure out where does she look similar at? She's the same skin tone, absolutely. She ain't bleaching her skin. We can appreciate that. But
that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. She does not look the same.
Whatever she did up here and whatever she did right here,
her lip injections
and her lips.
I think she definitely did something to her face because her cheeks.
She did something to her cheeks and her jaw. She did something. I don't know if she put filler. I don't know if she put.
I think she did. So I think she might have just had a full facelift because if you look at her picture from her high school and the pictures they showed of her throughout life when they showed it on the show, she's always had eyebrows. I have alopecia in my eyebrow, so they don't grow. It's a struggle. If you know about alopecia, you know it's a very big struggle. But she had full ones. Now it look like she just can't grow an eyebrow. So I don't know if she microbladed herself. I don't know what's going on. But I will say that apologies, my neighbor. I can't stand my neighbors, y'all. This man.
I can't hear it, so I don't even know shit.
Oh, there's like extremely loud music, bass, like it's shaking the table, as Kate Michelle said. But
we can't hear it.
Oh well, I'm glad. Look at my little HP laptop. Anywho, I'm just after the conversation with Sierra and Diamond. Here's my thing. Sierra, you're wrong. And I don't know why you can't admit it. The internet's telling you you're wrong. No one cares if you're on a healing journey. Part of being on a healing journey is being accountable. You are wrong to talk about Diamond when you have known her longer than you've known Bambi. After I heard that, I was like, nothing else matters. You lost, Sierra. Throw in the towel.
Because here's the thing. Even if you were there on Bambi's behalf, she still told you not to say anything to this man. She still told you. And like you said, I was cracking up when she said, you should have told Horace to promise you, I cannot look at Bambi the same way ever again.
I've been thought that. Mama D said it in the earlier season when she didn't like Bambi. She said she could take her and her hooves horses. Mama D made the show. I don't care what nobody says. I love Mama D. I think she's the funniest thing ever.
Oh yeah, before she got the money she has today. Yeah, yes. Absolutely.
I'm glad she's drinking less. I am glad. I'm just glad for Mama D. But yeah, basically, Sierra, you're wrong because not only did you have the conversation, as James said, when your friend asked you not to talk to this man, when talking to this man, you questioned him about your person that you've known longer and should have had loyalty to, Diamond, because it's something that has nothing to do with you. Now you got Diamond's name out here. She's in the press. She was minding her business quietly on Growing Up Hip Hop. Listen.
And that's the thing. And I don't even like Diamond. But the problem is I can't say she's wrong. I can't say she's wrong.
She also made the point live. How can I be a mistress when I broke up with him because he was fooling with you? So I'm like,
Well, here's the thing, Diamond. This is where you're wrong. Because however it goes, if you had him first, that no longer matters when he exchanged vows and got married to the lady. That no longer matters if you had him first. We tried to tell Tara that when it was Peter Guns and Amina. We tried to tell them that. We tried to tell Tara with her ignorant ass. You are not, that lady is not a side chick if she became his wife.
yeah.
So when you become some man's wife, that woman is not if that's the side chick that turned into the wife, now
Here's
you're the
the
side chick and he
thing.
chose to go back to fuck you.
You can't teach nobody who's not been a wife or a husband before, like, they're not going to understand the semantics of everything that goes into that until they experience it. And unfortunately, a lot of them may not experience it, or it will end up like Sierra, Bambi, and Erica Mena.
Well, be complacent in their ignorance. I don't care, but I'm still gonna call the spade a spade. If it's black and it's shaped like if it's shaped like an olive, I'm going to call it a spade. I am sorry. I am
So
not going to do that.
the thing with Sierra, I think I'm going to read my comment I left on Instagram that I had read to you earlier.
Oh, please, yes, I need you.
For
I
the
need to hear that one more
public,
time.
because I feel like if I do that, then it'll summarize my thoughts versus speaking about it for more minutes than I got time for. I'm just keeping it real. So I commented because Diamond went on the Shade Room and she basically read everybody for filth and was trying to expose stuff and all these things, which I don't blame her because everyone's had her name in their mouth because they're mad at Scrappy. And that's not really fair, especially if things are alleged. So my opinions on Sierra and the Diamond scene is maybe this will all teach Sierra to mind her business. Sierra, you got this lady making an entire video about you because of a man that you never dated and has never belonged to you. Minding your business, I repeat, minding your business can be life-saving. Also, Bambi was a side chick at some point. Regardless of her becoming a wife, everyone needs to accept that Bambi was a side chick at multiple points, actually. And it is very concerning to see all of these successful African American women fighting over a nigga that's still performing songs from 2006. He must have a magical eggplant emoji.
Mic drop.
I don't even think it was like mic drop. I just feel like it covered what needs to be stated about the
no, friend. That was a
situation.
mic drop. That was a whole read. I said, well, goddamn.
I don't mean to listen. I didn't even mean to read them. I'm just like, y'all are arguing over little Scrappy. You know how in 2006 I was a freshman in high school. We was watching, and my husband was watching the episode with me because he's excited. He got a new schedule. He did work nights, and no, now he's not, so he's happy. But he's watching it and he's like singing the song. He's like, I remember this song. I remember this. And he's like, oh wait, this is a current performance. Josiah was like, I thought they were just playing this song. I'm like, no, he's still performing this song, and the crowd went crazy.
Right? The hell, Jim Jones still perform "We Fly High."
Bowling.
I promise you, he still do.
Hey, I don't blame
He
you.
was just down here. That's all he was playing. I was like, oh Lord.
The lady who sings the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that song. I was cracking
Sherelle.
up. Yeah,
Oh my
in the
gosh,
Whitney Houston documentary, she said, I've been singing the same song. And she sang it. She said, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. She said, I've been singing the same song for 40 years, and I don't care. It pays the bills. I said, you know what?
She showed us Sherelle. She was in Trina's video. Not Trina. Tamika. Not Tamika. No, it's Tamika. The Scott
Pine?
sister.
Yes,
No.
Tamika. Latasha?
Tamika. Yeah, she was in.
Oh.
No, not Tasha. Tamika. She was in her video. She did a Melara song that "Go Outside the Rain" song. Sherelle was in that video.
Oh, well, look at us with the throwbacks. Somebody was laughing at me because my Instagram note is the Shalimar song, Second Time Around. That's my jam.
I love that.
Anywho, let's come back to 2023. But yeah, that's my opinion on the thing with Sierra and them. Like what I read. It's really that simple. You're in some shit, you're defending yourself over a man that never belonged to you, for a friend that you're no longer friends for. Look what it got you, Sierra. Mind your business. mind your business, as my daddy say, mind your business. He always says it like that. So I'm gonna leave that there. We're gonna move on to the next scene, which is James's favorite couple, Jacques and Kendra, Jacille and attorney at law Kendra.
And this bullshit that they're trying to put on this camera. Now all of a sudden everything is all hunky dory and everything is so beautiful, roses and flowers and sunshines and rainbows. And everything is so wonderful.
Listen,
I'm off camera for this one. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not
Dr.
going to engage.
Kendra, I will never take the marriage seriously. I would never take the couple seriously just because of all that. I'll never respect a woman who forgives all of that before she gets married. I'm sorry. I just won't. I feel like certain things, like, okay, if you get cheated on and get back with them, fine. But when people are brought into the situation, and y'all know, my thugs on the Mrs. Best Reviews channel know I don't play that make a child and then get with me shit. I don't want to be a stepmama to nobody ever. So, like, if my husband comes home and is like, I accidentally got someone pregnant, I'm gonna intentionally head to the courthouse. The fuck? I live in California. We could have this shit settled in a month.
You better say that.
But like, ain't no way. So that's my issue with Jacques and Kendra. But Kendra lets him know in the car in a very scripted manner that she invited Bambi and Sierra to come to a performance where she knew that Jacques' mother would be, who was literally in her last days and knows the issues of that. Now, Bambi, though, I will say Bambi does know how to be cordial in public. She is not Sierra or Mena. So Bambi is not going to be in public. I think she learned her lesson from Basketball Wives, honestly, with that. But when we're at the performance, Scrap and Bambi do meet up, but Scrap is not, they weren't concerned for seeing each other. I was actually surprised. They didn't hug or anything. I like that they weren't fake, but at the same time, they didn't cause a scene in this professional space. And it's kind of funny, again, to Sierra. We gonna teach her because you making us Geminis look bad. That's why you mind your fucking business, because you was going off on him and now she's standing in the same room with him with no problem. Think. She has to raise kids with him. Stupid. Anywho, so it's just a hot mess. Bambi behaves. Her friends cannot. Makes no sense. Side note, Bambi's hair was a mess. She had, I think she was going for the left.
You know what else I just forgot? Forgot to talk about Sheree's wig at Candy and the party.
Yeah, I brought it up a little bit because JoJo thought that wig was synthetic.
You brought up a little bit, but I meant to read her. Fuck. God damn it.
You could do it next week or later. You'll be able to read. But it was, Bambi's hair was a mess. She had that. She tried to do what Left Eye used to do. R.I.P. to Lisa Left Eye Lopez. But she just kind of looked, no shade. This is Diamond's fault. She looked like a horse with a Snoop Doggy Dogg hairstyle.
No, I feel like that style's for white women. I feel like that's all I ever see that style with. Like,
you know.
You know how Malaysia used to have the part way back here and used to put her hair all the way over one side? I've never seen black women but her do that. But yeah, but Malaysia Pargo, because she's trying to be funny right now. Malaysia Pargo, back when Basketball Wives first on, Malaysia Park used to have those nice weaves. But what she would do is she would put a part right here, about right here, and then she would swoop the rest of that heavy ass wig to the right. And
the invisible part. She was ahead of her time. People do that shit now a lot.
Yeah. Malaysia started, y'all better give Malaysia Pargo her flowers. Malaysia started that, and before it was Malaysia, it was some lily ass white lady. I already know. So that's why I said that is not for that. I don't know why Bambi did that. I don't know why. Because that's a,
and then it was a wig.
Yeah, it was a wig at that.
Anywho.
You know, nobody wears their hair anymore, so you know.
So Bambi's talking and she basically brings up the idea of suing Diamond for being a mistress because she finds out that Diamond is one of the witnesses in Scrappy's case to, I'm not sure what she's a witness for, what she can attest to. It sounds like she's going to attest to the fact that he's not cheating. If that's the case, it's pretty dumb to bring your ex-girlfriend and a woman that you're all over the tabloids with, rumored to be fucking, to defend you in a court of law about you being faithful. But what can we do? Bambi, sit down, honey, because if you try to sue her for being a mistress, I know for a fact somebody gonna come out the woodwork and sue your ass because you was not just
I
sitting
was just gonna.
in
I
those
was
hot tubs.
just gonna say,
Bambi got some fucking
statute of
name.
limitation has not been that long, baby. I would sit this one out.
I would sit
First
down
of
and shut
all,
up.
first of all, now because she's being petty. It is stupid. It's like that when she said that, I had to rewind that because I was like, "You gonna sue her for being a mistress?"
Yeah.
You gonna
After
sue?
that, like I was just like, come on, like Bambi, stop. Like I'm not
Now
saying
you being ignorant. Now you being ignorant. Well, well, hell. In today's time, because you and Scrappy are divorced yet. In today's time,
still.
that's I don't think they're divorced yet. No, I don't think that. I
Get
don't think
the
they're
fuck
divorced yet.
out of here. This
Yeah.
shit's we're on. This has come on every week since
I
since
think they're
premiering.
still legally married to each other today. I can look that up real quick. But I really believe that they're still legally
12
married.
weeks we have been recapping this show. Okay, that's about 3 months. Damn, like this is a long amount of time, and y'all still ain't got divorced, and the show had time to be edited. Listen, all I know is you can try to turn a hoe into a housewife, but it ain't gonna work because a hoe don't understand fully what
No,
it
they're still
means.
married today.
Jesus Christ.
They're still married today.
I think it's money because her and Scrap seem financially illiterate. I can't even say irresponsible.
Well, they've
They seem
renting out houses and they've been on the
illiterate
show for 10
because
years. That
Diamond just dropped receipts and was online on the Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked on her live. It went viral. She was like, I know everything because Scrap has been pillow talking. She's like, you got credit cards in your son's name. I was like, there's a lot going on with these people. So I think that their credit or something may be in shambles, and maybe that's what's taking so long with the divorce. I don't know, but I
well,
don't
when you look it up online, yeah, it says that they have not finalized their divorce yet. I don't know what they could be fighting over. So
right. They don't have shit. I'm just saying
yeah,
the house was rented. It looked like Scrap get driven everywhere. I don't know, but anywho, my last note on that scene is Sierra, Erica, Mena, and Bambi. You guys are not smart women. You're just not. And as for Kendra, why are you there? You are a Juris fucking doctor. Why? No shade. I'm saying it. Why are you sitting with the peasants? Okay. What the hell are you doing? You're a Juris doctor. And Jock actually has a job and career outside of this show. I think they need to let go of Love and Hip Hop just in general because they give nothing, but also they don't match.
Girl, did you see that house? Do you see their house?
Who,
They
Jock
can't. Yeah, they can't let go of this shit just yet. They can't let go of this shit just yet. They got no.
They
Now come.
live it within their means because they don't got no kids and he don't take care of his. They're with the moms.
I was just gonna say, young Jock got a whole football team. What the hell are you talking about?
They don't live with him. None of his kids.
He still got to pay. I know the baby he got with Jaws over there. I know that. I know them kids is only 10. Because I don't like her. So what's that lady? I'm gonna stop. Let me stop being mean. What's that lady name? Cena.
Cena. Yeah.
Cena. Thank you. The babies he got with her, I know ain't but 10 years old now. Fatima baby grown. That was actually, I think that was Fatima's son. The baby he has with Fatima. I think that was him. Yeah. The son he has with Alex is grown.
But he had that new baby he made.
Yeah, he had that new baby. So no. They need to.
And I'm pretty sure she got him on some sort of child support.
Absolutely, she'd be a dumb fool not to. But let me explain something to you. They wouldn't go on show after show if they didn't need that check. This is stability checks here because you don't know where your next check coming from. Mm. I don't know how well versed. I know having a Juris Doctorate means you can go many places in practice of law, but at the same time, it all depends on your clientele and how much of your law practice you actually built. Because I think she's partner. I don't think she has her own firm like Phaedra, where Phaedra is housing lawyers right now. That's why Phaedra has so much money. Phaedra houses, I think, over 7 lawyers, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look back at her practice again. Phaedra has. So do you understand how much money that is if they actually are doing what they're supposed to be doing? whether they win or lose. And a lot of people, and y'all need to stop. This is a big misconception about lawyers. Y'all really think that they fail if they lose. Actually, they win more when they lose.
Yeah, the clients usually
They still have to pay them regardless.
yeah.
That's why when someone says, "Oh, he ain't winning no cases," he doesn't have to.
Right.
He doesn't have to. That's
They
not
get
what the
paid.
law. They get paid regardless if they win or lose. They actually make more money if they lose, because then the more they have to appear court, the more you have to pay them. So
Lord,
yes,
let me
yeah.
just
Let's not be stupid here, people. Y'all kill me with that shit.
yeah. A lot of people don't understand how the law works, but then look at the cast. You have people like Sierra who don't even understand the English language that they speak. So I don't expect them to further understand much. They don't understand how to mind their business about a man they ain't never been with. So we can't expect this cast to understand the meticulous parts of law. But we go moving along to the next scene and the last scene. This is the scene that required the disclaimer where a racial comment was made. So I am letting everybody know who's about to watch this scene. If you do feel bothered, triggered, sensitive, if this is going to impact you in any way, hearing racial slurs that are offensive towards African American culture and heritage, then you're welcome to leave the video. And I appreciate you for watching what you want, because this far, because
And I want to add to that. If you are an Erica Mena fan and you feel like she has done nothing wrong, and overall you don't want to hear this read she about to get, then this ain't my channel to tell y'all to get the fuck on.
oh no,
I'm gonna leave
you
that to
can.
Mrs. Best.
We've known each other long enough. You could get the fuck on. And he can
Yes.
tell you too, so that you can understand it. Because the thing is, if you're an Erica Mena fan, then you are condoning racism. And there's nothing that is ever okay for racism. I know y'all are in these comments giving opinions, which I will go over some of the comments. I'm going to read them from my phone and then speak and give my final thought, because I'm not going to go back and forth reading somebody who is racist. You can't read someone who's racist. They feel what they feel. There's something called confirmation bias. Go look for the videos of people who are on the side of Erica so that you can confirm your bias and feelings of her not being wrong. Because here we try to do things without bias. If you don't know what confirmation bias is, then I encourage you to Google it, because I am not a fucking professor, but I do have the education to know. So we don't want to deal with that. And that is an important topic. I hate to bring it up, but confirmation bias is important in topics like this, because there are people who are saying stuff and commenting online that may offend those with different opinions. But you have to remember that people say and comment on things based on their personal biases, opinions, and things of that nature. Anywho, now that you've gotten an education on things that most humans should understand, we are going to move into the last scene, which is Shekinah, Amena, and Spice meeting. And what my husband wanted me to point out, a questionably empty restaurant. There was actually a lot of things that Josiah caught. I was like, wait a minute, let me find out. I need to bring your black ass on the recap. Like, I was surprised. He was like, did you see? Look, he was fast forward. Did you see? Look at the security guard, baby. Look at the security guard. So he caught a lot that was actually incredibly useful. So first thing is they meet in this empty restaurant. Pay attention to that. Mena speaks peacefully at first. She did not come there with the smoke. Like, she did not show up ready to fight Spice. She did not show up, it seems, ready to go in on Spice. Now, Mena brings up the voice note when they're talking, because she started, and she basically admits that she did make a statement like that, which James alluded to earlier, but she wasn't making it in the context that Safaree gave the information to her about. Now, what I will say, because I have to go in on both women, just as a warning. Because I am recapping the episode, and I have to recap from a place where we did not know that Erica was a racist piece of shit. We have to recap from the perspective of before that. So Spice is wrong. Spice is wrong. Spice is wrong. She's wrong. She did not deserve to be called a racial slur. No. But she is wrong. Here's how. You bring up the voice note, I can understand that, Spice. But why? Why do you keep having problems with people, Spice? Because of he said, she said. It's like Spice goes out to lunch like you would in high school and then is talking and hears all these rumors and then goes back to class and is telling whoever she can instead of figuring out how to do her fucking geometry. That's what it's giving. That's how I feel. But when Minna brings up this voice note and Spice is saying, no, Erica, and da 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 da, I feel like you lie, and da 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 da. Erica, I didn't expect to laugh. Erica says, I wrote this down because I can't believe I wrote this and it really did happen in the episode. She says that she fasted for days when she found out that Spice was in the hospital. She said that her and her girls, being Sierra and Bambi, prayed together and fasted for days because Spice was sick. What that gonna do?
Listen. I was Shekinah in this scene.
Yes, you were.
Right in this moment, I was Shekinah. Right in this moment, that sounded so fucking stupid.
Thank you.
I said, wait, because here's the thing. I thought I missed something. So I rewinded. I said, I thought I missed something. Maybe she was at church or something and they had to go through a fast. And maybe she was explaining like, some type of religion, regiment that, is pertinent to her life. So I thought I missed something. I rewinded back. And it came out that she really did say that her and her girls were fasting and praying.
You said that she really did say.
She really said that out of her mouth. And I'm like, Shekinah. This is me and Shekinah. We have the same mind in this moment. Not in every moment, but just in this moment. What the fuck that got to do with Spice and her healing? Because if you fasted and you prayed, the fasting is for you, darling. The fasting is for you. That's what y'all do to help you. What you eat, Spice does not shit. So I'm trying to figure out why the hell would you even say that? What the hell does that prove? What does that do? If I was Spice, I would have laughed completely in your face.
Oh, I don't blame you. I thought that was the stupidest thing that I have ever seen in. I just thought it was stupid.
She pulled it to pull out her ass. She pulled that out of her ass. Like literally, that was the first thing that came to mind. That was where it got stupid.
All right. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
You can. I Googled why people fast. It's small, but I'm going to read it. I did Google why people fast because fasting is something that is done in, for those who are unsure, multiple religions, multiple cultures. Some cultures do it. I grew up Muslim, so I did have to fast when Ramadan happened. And around other times, I know the Christians fast as well. But we're going to go over the reasons for fasting just for all of those, the general consensus. Let's see. People fast for various reasons, such as, these are the top reasons: developing spiritual strength, humility, sorrow, prayer, knowledge, testimony, and guidance. 2, promoting health in many aspects of the body, such as blood sugar control, inflammation reduction, heart health, and brain function. An example of that would be like intermittent fasting that people do to lose weight, for those who aren't sure. Addressing a compelling health or spiritual need, such as diet, detox, medical, or religious reasons. Pertaining to yourself, though, y'all, making a political statement, protesting, or bringing awareness to a cause through a hunger strike. Losing weight, lowering insulin, increasing longevity, and finding a simple and flexible way to fast. So this is the reason why most people fast. None of these reasons, it is gone. Sorry, I hope that was a smooth transition of screens because y'all know I'm not the best with technology. None of this applies. Basically, when you fast, it's something that you do for self. This is not something that you do for others, unless you're participating in a hunger strike to bring awareness to something, which you can't do if you're fasting in secret and praying quietly with the BBMC, Bitter Baby Mama Club, as the reminder. No one knew you were fasting or praying. No one knew. I prayed for James to, get what he wanted out of employment opportunities, right? Did it every day, genuinely. I add my friends to my prayers if I care about you. I don't pray for all them hoes, but I love James, so I will pray for him. And I do often, right? I told him sometimes, I'll pray for you. I'll keep you in my prayers. That's fine. I ate because I'm not starving for nobody no more. Listen, I ate. But that is more so what you can do for your friends. You were fasting and praying for her, but you could never send her a text asking if she was okay. Erica Mena, if the monkey comment didn't get you, this one would have. But the other one got you. The other one got you because there's no way in hell you're going to sit here and tell us that you fasted. And I was so glad it was Shekinah who was there because let it have been somebody like Rasheeda, she would have been like, just shaking her wig. They wouldn't have said nothing. This is a joke. It's a fucking joke. So basically, that's what Mena claims. And we all know Mena's lying because fasting isn't going to help. So next thing, it continues to escalate because Spice is argumentative. She does not talk to people in a manner that would solve problems. She talks to them in a way that's aggressive and would escalate things, not de-escalate. We saw this with Carly, and now we're seeing it here. Spice just goes off on people based on what she heard without actual fact. So Spice starts saying, while in a heated moment, your son doesn't even like you. This is why Spice is wrong as well as Erica. She's just not as wrong because I don't give a damn what none of you people say. I don't care what I say about your child, but if I'm not talking about the color of your child's skin, don't you fucking talk about my skin. Nothing anyone does warrants racism. If you got a problem and you fighting people, you don't even got to be a perfect person, fine. But there's nothing that's going to make a racial comment, in my opinion, okay?
Right. And this is what I'm saying about this. I'm going to add to that. It would have been different because I would see, for me, if someone brought up my child doesn't like me, my next response, knowing that I know her business too, where are your children exactly?
Yes.
Where are your children exactly? Because you got a 7-bedroom house, but I don't see any kids up in that.
Yeah. And why move to a country where your kids can't be with you?
Right.
When you could actually have more because you're making money in American currency as well, which is worth more. So you could be making this money in your country and have, just as much, if not more.
Exactly.
That's all she had to say.
That's all she had to say. That's all she had to do.
Yeah,
and
that's
it would
all
have been
she
a
had to do.
checkmate. They probably still would have gotten to that little tussle that they did. The little,
tussle would have happened. See, the tussle, and this is what my spouse, shout out to Also Best, was saying along with me. You talk about somebody kid, you liable to get smacked, get your ass beat. You disrespect someone's kid. You put someone's kid in danger. You don't know what they're going to do. But what they shouldn't do is call you. And she hollered it with passion. You ugly, blue-haired monkey. And she said it again and again and again. And I'm just like,
and this is where I call out MTV. Because MTV, this is where your disclaimer was supposed to appear on our screen next, saying we do not tolerate or condone any racial injustices at any point or racially motivated terms indefinitely.
Oh, they didn't do that though. They just
didn't.
put a thing on
And
the
this is
screen
where
that said a racial slur was used. If you know someone who's experiencing racism, go to this site and there was a phone number. I said, that's it?
No. I saw that because when you said it, I saw that. I was like, no, I needed it will not be tolerated. And the fact that nobody cited any type of blog, news article, or anything of Erica's status with MTV or Love and Hip Hop specifically, that just makes me feel like, you know what? Y'all lucky y'all not on my channel because I would have dropped this show because I dropped the show for less.
Yeah.
So I would have definitely had dropped the show because I don't care how many subscribers or viewers I get on a TV show, you will not get my opinion or I will watch. I don't even have MTV as a channel. I have to go and watch on YouTube. So let's not be mistaken here. But that was messed up. Erica, because I'm just gonna go ahead for the read because we spend too much time on this. Erica, you need to seek professional help immediately. I get your son is a trigger for you because someone else said something about your son which was very wrong. But you need to learn how when you get angry, if you cannot have the same silver tongue the person you're arguing with has with you, then you need to get up and walk away from the situation.
Well, I do want to say I agree with what you're saying. I'm also letting everyone know officially today that I will complete the season because we're so deep into it. But if Erica Mena comes back next season, you will have to find somewhere else to watch your Love and Hip Hop Atlanta recaps. I don't even really want to do MTV recaps after this because it's a network thing. The network aired it when a lot of other networks, when racial slurs, because we have heard slurs used like this on television before, the difference is they blur it or they put the beep as if it's a curse word from their mouth. Because I've seen this happen on reality shows I've watched, one of them being The Challenge. There's been some racial people on there and MTV, but with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, they just let it go. So I'm not going to recap this show after this season if Erica Mena is back as a cast member. I'm also not going to recap this show if Spice is back because I don't want it to be so racism is not okay at all for any reason. Your kids included, dumbasses, because there are actual idiots on the internet that are commenting that Erica did what she was supposed to do and that Spice got what she deserved. So let me ask you idiots who think that you're smart enough to raise children this, because there are idiots saying that. If you send your child to school, right, and your child is dating somebody or whatever, right, and your child like steals something from a store or whatever the hell you want to call it, do you think that if your daughter breaks up with her black boyfriend that it's okay for her to call him an ugly monkey? Do you think that if your child steals something from a store, or even if you are an adult who's in jail, and we know we got law enforcement issues in this country, do you think it's okay for them to still be called a blue monkey? No, you wouldn't. So why is it okay for this to happen to Spice, even though Spice was fucked up and shouldn't have said shit about her kid? And I think Spice should be fired because she's a bully, in my opinion, and she's incredibly dangerous and a bad representation of African-American people. And she's got a botched BBL. You called her a blue monkey. All you had to do was talk about her body, the BBL.
Or you could just throw the tables back on her, talk about her kids, because she doesn't have her children.
Spice don't have her children. Her mama and her sister are raising those kids. So
yes, exactly.
By the same thing. I'm gonna be ending the video very shortly, but I just want to say, like, it upset me. I got hot. I teared up because I never seen nobody like holler a slur with such passion.
And that you know is wrong.
That you
Erica, know is wrong.
You nasty, stiff-tittied hoe. You have to understand, her titties don't move. If you peep, they don't move.
No, I peeped it.
Listen, you have 3 black kids. Your first baby daddy was black, and the second one was black. And I'm pretty sure all the dicks you've had up in you have been pretty brown or black too. So, in my personal opinion, for you to make that term towards Spice, your dumbass don't realize it, but your kids will in 20 years. You also disrespected your children. You disrespected your children's families. You disrespected and made life harder for your children because they will grow up and people will remember you from all your Tubi movies and the bitches and people you done fucked on Love and Hip Hop, honey. And they're going to say, well, not only was your mama a hoe, but she was a racist hoe. So since you want to talk about black people and say, oh, this and that with monkey, I'd like to remind you that just like a white person, monkeys have 5 hands. I'm up to 5 fingers. I'm just saying I just don't find it to be okay. I'm not looking to read Mena, but Mena knows she was wrong. And I'm disgusted with her because she didn't even apologize after it aired. I went to her page. I do not follow Erica Mena because I'm a smart person. And I went to her page to look and see, was there a response? Because most people would post an apology or something clarifying, like, I'm not this way. I misspoke. I shouldn't have done this. All she said, 7 million followers. If you still here, you really fuck with me. And just know I fuck with you. She couldn't even apologize. So and she knew she said this on camera before any of this was filmed. So she's not apologizing, which to me means she's not sorry. If apologizing is an afterthought, then that means that you're not sorry. That's how I feel. So MTV, VH1, Mona Scott Young, shame on you. Shame. Yandel, shame on you, because I know you doing something with this show because you shouldn't be on it. Shame on the cast members who kicked it afterward, because we just saw that Bambi was arrested with Zell Swag and Erica Mena. You sellout piece of shits. What the fuck are you doing with her, knowing you have access to this show and knowing she said that shit? And we know that they know because we see the clip from the next episode. We see even Kirk and Rasheeda, who have not a damn brain cell that's not fried or crispy. Even they knew. I can't deal with that, regardless of what Spice has done. And Spice is, in my opinion, an awful person. I feel like she does her, what is it, donations and shit just to get people to like her. But I think she's a bad person. She's awful too. But I'm like, we cannot, as Black people, we have to do better and stick together with someone who is outside of our race disrespects us. We have to do better at that. We just do. It's not okay. But hopefully things on the next episode, they show the cast, speaking about it. I hope to see people refusing to film with Mena. I'm hoping we get less Mena. I don't want to see an episode or a scene with her holding her babies, reminding us she's got Black kids and didn't mean it. It's too late for that. You didn't think about your fucking kids. You thought about your fucking temper, which leads me to believe maybe you shouldn't be raising your fucking kids. And I encourage all fucking social workers and whoever the fuck to see what they can do to get her fucking Black kids to their Black family members. Maybe that is why your son feels the way he feels about you, as Spice said. So it has to stop. I'm over this cast. It went from bad to worse. So I'm hoping the season's going to end. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I encourage everyone watching my channel to go look up something to understand why calling an African-American person a monkey is offensive. I also want people to look up culture appropriation and then Google Erica Mena, and you will understand why this is so bad. I feel like her anger is because she's jealous of African-American women, and I'm saying it publicly, and I don't really give a damn, because you like our men, you want our body, as we see from what you pay for, but you're not us. We see you with them bronze fucking makeup styles, looking like you James's skin complexion, Mena. Like, stop. So don't be racist. Spread love. Remember, it's just a show. And do not ever, if you are Black, Jewish, white, don't ever defend anybody who spreads bigotry, bias, racism, any of that shit. Like, we really don't have time for it. But I say, as my last statement, if VH1 brings back Erica Mena, I will not be doing recaps anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. Give the disclaimer. I'll let you finish the season, but y'all better do like Bravo TV did Jenny Nguyen when they found out she was racist. They fired her faster than we could complain. So there's no excuse, MTV.
Before anybody could write blogs about this racist shit that she did, Bravo got rid of her because they knew it was in their best interest to do so. MTV, I don't expect much of you because I see how y'all treat Black people.
Yep. And this confirms it. They aired it.
This confirms, yes. And I said this in that. If y'all go back to her first video of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and you will see that I was the first person to say this shit. I don't like what MTV does because they have a poor misrepresentation of Black people. I have seen it over the years, and as I said, I don't expect much from them. But I don't want to see Erica back next season. I don't want to see her back. I don't want to see her in Love and Hip Hop.
She has no storyline anyway. She's been talking about the same thing for 3 seasons, even though she's
got the nerve to be in the credits. And that's another thing. She has a nerve to be in the credits, and y'all didn't think watching in the editing room table to look at this shit and be like, okay, maybe we should reposition this and see how this plays out first before we
also have the people commenting that production may have told them to do this, or production everyone's responsible. We know the production at MTV is responsible, but she can't come back. If Erica comes back, it's not gonna work. And honestly, I feel like they're gonna be like, well, we can't bring her back because Spice started it. Get rid of Spice too,
Get
because
rid of Spice too. Yeah,
to
no,
talk
nobody
about
cares.
someone's child in the way that Spice did, not okay, not fucking okay. So I think Spice and Erica Mena need to leave the show. I think that would be the right
Absolutely.
thing to do, the fair thing to do, and in my opinion, the only thing to do. But that is a Mrs. Best Reviews recap. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will be back next week. I don't know what day or time, but I'm going to figure that out after the video. But thank you, James, for being here and giving your opinions.
Thank you
We
for
don't
having
condone
me.
racism. Anybody who come for me in these comments trying to disagree with me on issues with racism, just know your comment will be deleted. So happy Wednesday, y'all. Go hump something. Bye-bye.